thank you everyone and welcome to the session with Wan Yong Ha and Yongjae Lee. So today we have a presentation entitled The Impact of Different Types of NFL's CSR on Behavioral Intentions Among Gen Z Fans. So please welcome our presenter Wan Yong Ha.
This is Wan Yong. Welcome all of you. Today I'm going to talk about the impact of different types of NFL CSR on behavior intentions among Gen Z fans. So my study includes the introduction, literature review, methodology, result discussion, practical implication, limitation. So my study focused on Generation Z fans. They are born between 1996 2012. They are known for the youngest generation. They account for 20% of the total US population. The distinctive feature is that they are the most socially conscious generation and they are very sensitive to the social issues. So Generation Z has unique characteristics. They are known for the tech savvy and digital native, and they are best educated generation. Most of them go to college. So they are creative and innovative more than the previous generation. They live under diverse race, family. So in terms of economic perspective, their contribution to the US economy is enormous. They spend 29 to $149 billion to US economy. So many companies keep focusing on this Generation Z to attract their attention. So they consider as the new target segment of company and the largest consumption group. So why does it matter in sport industry? So even though the Generation Z is a growing market, they are less interested in the sports. The graph shows that 53% of Gen Z seen as sport fans. The 63% of all others seen as sport fans. The second graph shows distinct difference how often they watch sports. The last one is the 39% of Gen Z said they never watch sports. So we need to figure out how to attract Generation Z. So here's my thoughts. Like I said, Gen Z is a socially conscious generation, so CSR might be an effective marketing tool when targeting Gen Z. Study confirmed that Gen Z is willing to spend more money on sustainable products, and they consider ethical company as an important factor to make a purchasing decision. So my study goal is to understanding of CSR among the certain generation cohorts. Specifically, I examined the role of environmental, social justice, health, and education, and patriotism dimension of CSR, and I examined how they react differently to 5 types of CSR initiatives. So CSR means companies' activities demonstrating the inclusion of social and environmental concern in business operations and the interactions with the stakeholder. So CSR has different forms and changed as time passed. But back in the 1970s and 1990s, in developing economy and following the wall and being ethical were the most important concern. However, at the moment, the current of CSR trend has been changed and evolved by reflecting various social aspects and people's needs and expectations, such as social issues and economic, political issues, environmental concern. So human rights issues are the biggest concern in our society. So people are aware of environmental sustainability. So my study examined the 5 types of CSR. First of all, I examined the environmental CSR. 1980s, when the global warming and climate change has been critical issues, so many companies try to fight against the environmental concern because business activities cause air pollution and destroying natural resources. So NFL's green is the most representing the CSR activities in terms of environmental concern. Human rights issue is a critical issue in society. Since the George Floyd was killed by the police officers, that event occurred. That event caused the Black Lives Matter movement, which bring about substantial attention from the media and encourage people to join the Black Lives Matter together. The health-related CSR is concerned with addressing public health issues such as children obesity and breast cancer. So many sport organizations accept education-related CSR as a primary concern. So the NFL engaged in the education initiatives. The character is helps children to learn life skills and self-discipline and so forth. Patriotism religious CSR is an effort to honor, support military service members, and veterans. Since the 9/11 terror, nationalistic and militaristic displays intensified across the United States sports landscape. So NFL, including the major sport league, engage in the patriotism-related CSR because they are the sports can be used effectively to distribute the patriotic messages because sport organizations have a positive image and they have massive the media exposure. So this is my CSR outcomes. I expect the people will recommend positive things to others, and they are post positive things on social media and share their ideas on social media. And they are likely to attend the NFL games if the NFLs engage in CSR activities. This is my research model I developed. The 5 types of CSR influence on behavior intentions. Based on the literature review, I developed hypothesis. I proposed that each type of CSR will positively affect traditional word of mouth. In the second hypothesis, I proposed that each type of CSR will positively affect electronic word of mouth. And third hypothesis, I proposed that each type of CSR will positively affect attendance intention. It took 2 weeks to collect data. 552 NFL fans participated in my study. In my survey, they are born after 1996. They are located in the US. I used the MTalk, which is an online survey method. After complete survey, they were given 40 cents as a compensation. I used Java-V to analyze the reliability and validity. SPSS was conducted descriptive statistics and multiple regression. This is a CFA. CFA was performed to measure the measurement of model fit and reliability and validity. The gender ratio is 64% is a male, 35% is a female. 7% is single and 25% married status. After conducting CFA, I confirmed that the measurement model provided adequate model fit. This is a reliability factor loading. All values satisfied with adequate standard values. So I can go to the next step in my study. In result, in first hypothesis, I environment related CSR, social justice, and patriotism related CSR positively impact traditional role models. In second hypothesis, the environment, social justice, education, patriotism related CSR positively impact electronic role models. In third hypothesis, environment, social justice, health related, and patriotism related CSR positively impact attendance intention. So what does it mean? The environmental CSR are found to be a key factor to increase the behavior intention. This research suggests that Gen Z deeply care about the environment concern. I think the result, the reason of getting this result is that Gen Z has grown up with the global warming and air pollution. The school educates the students how to preserve nature, and they emphasize preserving nature. Similar to the environmental CSR, social justice CSR found to be key factors to increase behavior intentions. I think the Gen Z perceive social justice as a core value. Another reason of getting this result is that the social justice related CSR is associated with the altruistic purpose. When doing the CSR marketing, authenticity is a key factor to make the CSR marketing successful. So almost 60% of NFL players are African American, so their messages about racial discrimination and inequality are more powerful and convincing to the public. Patriotism related CSR are strongest impact on behavior intentions. This result surprised me because I never expect this result. Gen Z never experienced the war compared to the baby boomers and Generation X who are experienced the Cold War in Soviet Union. Even though the Gen Z was less influenced by war, their strongly responded to patriotism related CSR. I think there's one possible explanation. The NFL has a unique characteristic. The NFL represents a unique setting where American football is historical. So the NFL games might provoke patriotic messages. Unfortunately, health relations are only affect attendance intention. Like I said, the sincerity, authenticity is a key factor. I think Gen Z might not find the relatedness of Play 60 to the sincere health initiatives. Most 99% of NFL players suffer from the CTE, which is a brain disorder. That might cause behavior issues, mood problem. Some NFL players commit a crime, such as murder and sexual harassment. Unfortunately, education races only affect electoral laws. 5 out of 10 NFL players dropped out of school, which is against NFL's education initiatives. It appears to be sincere goal of NFL's education initiatives. Another reason is that 70% of participants were on merit status, so they are not interested in the education. Here's my practical implication. The sport managers have to use this study results to coordinate effective sports CSR marketing. So NFL green and social justice CSR and patriotism CSR is to be effective CSR marketing when targeting Generation Z, because they are socially and politically conscious. My study have several limitations. Data were collected from only in the United States and American fans, and there's a need for study from different sports organizations. For example, China is one of the biggest market in NBA, so they have a different aspects for the social issues. That would be great research. There is a need for comparison to previous generation, because previous generations have a different background, different history, different aspects of the social issues. Gender difference would be great future study, because women have a different aspect toward the social issues. And in-depth interview should be done to deeply understand this study results and why Gen Z think about the social issues. Thank you for being patient. I really appreciate it. So I'm welcome to get any suggestion and questions.
So we have a 3 minute or so, maybe 1 or 2 questions if you have any.
I was wondering, your 5 big CSR types, let's say, did they came out of your data, or did you find them up front? And
I got it from real NFL CSR practice. I searched the CSR in the NFL CSR website, and I'm looking at what kind of CSR they are doing. And I use literature review to develop this research model.
Did you, in your questions, how you worded them, did you focus it just simply on the NFL? Did you prompt them from the players versus the organizations? Was there any difference there, or was it just broadly the NFL campaigns and the participants kind of took it as they wanted?
Yeah, I think deep organization, right? Like I said in the limitation, the NBA has, if I conduct NBA the study, they might have a different result, because it depends on who is the target, who is the CSR target, especially the Chinese people Chinese NBA fans have a different aspect toward the social issues. Does it answer your question?
All right, so thank you very much, Donna.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the presentation. I just have questions now related to your research. You use 2 different tools to do analysis. Second one is I remember the second one SPS, right?
SPS,
But what is the first one?
First one, the Jamobi is a different tools to conduct it's online based the statistic program.
How do you spell that?
Jamobi.
MOB? Okay.
This is free software. My advisor called me about it.
So what is that software is good at?
Jamobi.
Okay. advisor.